Okay, what do we want to do today? I think I'm gonna tackle cleaning up that mess down there when that cottonwood fell down. Oh, maybe 2 weeks ago, I guess. So I'll gather up all the stuff I think I need. We'll go down there and cut it up. Have a couple chainsaws. I've got I think it's a 290, Stihl 290, and a little limb saw MS 180. Play with those, get the side-by-side, get the tractor down there, and start cleaning it up. So I started last week on some of the smaller ones, cut them up, trying to decide if it was better to cut them into rounds down there or bring all the logs up here and cut and split them up here. So I figured I actually put the forks on the little John Deere tractor, and it worked out pretty good. It could pick up a pretty good load of these. It could only take one of those big ones at a time, but all these little ones it was able to pick up at one time. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll grab the side-by-side and the tractor, see what I got to do in here to get it ready. So I got the ballast on it. Probably going to want that. Got the forks on it. I'll use a pallet to put a bunch of limbs and small chunks of wood that are down there. Side by side, I'll throw the chainsaws in it. Got my chaps. I think that's about it. Yeah, I've just got a lot of sticks and limbs and crap that the grass is going to grow up over. It's going to make it hard to mow. It's going to make it hard to walk on. Clean up all this stuff. Yeah, this little fir tree took a beating. It may or may not make it. We'll see. It's quite the mess. And then these big rounds, or big logs that I'm going to have, I think I'm going to just cut them into rounds down here and then throw them on the pallet. And just take them up already cut. Yeah, that could be 3 foot diameter at this end. It's a big tree. Let's go get the saws. So I've got my saws, got chaps, got a tape and some sidewalk chalk marking out the round lengths, safety glasses, earmuffs, some gas, some bar oil. I think that's it. I think I'll just start cleaning up the mess before I start cutting rounds. And this is my burn pile. A lot of it is just the cuttings from the blueberries that are drying out. But yeah, I'll stack all this stuff up here, and might have to wait till fall before this stuff's dry enough now to burn. But yeah, this is what I do. Quite as much done today as I thought I would. Had a little bit of an interruption. Had the guys coming to seal coat the driveway, and they finished up today. Looks good. Looks real good. A lot of work. Good thing I wasn't doing it. That's one of the things you won't see me doing, is seal coating. Driveways. There's about 12,000 square feet of blacktop, so I'm not about to seal coat this thing. It took 3 guys 2 days to do it, and they had equipment. Plus there's a ton of cracks, and we just chewed it up from the chains this winter trying to get up the driveway when it was all icy. But yeah, turned out real nice. But I can show you how far I got down here. Actually, the tractor did really good, loading up all the limbs, all the small wood that I had been cut. Was able to put it on the pallet, put a rope around it, was able to carry it back to my burn pile. So yeah, little 1025R did nice. But I didn't get started on any of these, the large rounds that I'm going to have to cut. But all the debris is picked up. No limbs. No rounds. And that little fir tree, I don't know if he's going to make it or not. I tried to prune it up, but it got hammered pretty good when the tree came down. So we'll see. I'll give it a chance before I cut it down. But yeah, all the debris is picked up, and I'll cut this guy up tomorrow and see how that goes. See if I can load it on the pallet one round at a time and get them back up where the splitter is. Then I'll be able to get the mower down here. I have a belly mower on the John Deere, and I'll mow this up, make it look pretty again. But that's about it for tonight. So it is the next day. Sort of ran out of time last night, so we'll get set up. We'll mark out this tree here. We'll get the saw started up and start cutting rounds. So I'll just mark out the tree. I just use my tape measure, and I use the kids' sidewalk chalk. Works good for marking it up early. Gives me something to follow. And, we'll get cutting. We'll see how many pulls from a cold start. Oh. This cottonwood is so soft. The wood is so soft, it's almost like paper coming out. Clogged up the clutch here. what I did to sort of make this log more manageable and be able to get the rounds cut easier is I was able to cut all the way up to the point where the log was off the ground. So I had maybe 6 inches underneath the log that was not bearing on anything. So I put some little rounds on both ends of this cut, on the uphill side and the downhill side. And then I did my undercut first. I did the bottom side of the log, cut up, probably maybe a quarter of the way. Then I came down from the top, and as I got down deep enough that I could get my wedges in without chopping them up with the chain, I just pounded those in to where once the log relieved itself, it wouldn't pinch my bar. So it worked out pretty good. The chain cut all the way through, was able to join up with the lower cut, and the wedges kept the log gap, or the cut gap, wide enough that I was able to get my chain out. Now what I'm going to try to do is take the tractor with my forks, and I'm hoping it's got enough horsepower to just sort of roll this log over once to where I can cut the underside of it and be able to get these rounds on the pallet and get them out of here. I don't think it'll roll downhill all the way. I've got this little tree here that'll stop it if it does go. But I'll put some more rounds along the ground here just to keep it from going too far, because I only want to roll it 180 degrees so I can cut the bottom side. But so far so good. Well, good thing I had that tree there. That thing would have gone all the way down to the creek. I guess I needed a bigger log to roll right over that one to try to stop it. But I got most of my kerf is, my cut is exposed, so hopefully it'll work out. Honestly, I'm surprised that tractor pushed it over. That's a big log. That's a heavy log. See how big this thing is. 24 inches with a 20-inch bar. Not bad. So, it's gone pretty good so far. The object now, of course, is to get these rounds up where I can split them. And I don't really want to carry them because they're, man, one of these rounds I bet you is over 100 pounds. They're heavy. So I've got two options. I've got this big pallet here that I've used a lot, different projects, but I think it's just too high, and I don't want to try to have to roll the rounds up onto that. So I got a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood that I'm going to put onto the forks of my tractor, and I'll just roll the rounds onto the plywood, and I'll try to get, I don't know, 3 or 4. I got some cowboy clamps clamping it to the forks, and we'll see how little Johnny does. I know that they say cameras don't really show slope, but this is pretty steep. Probably steeper than I should be riding this tractor around on, but haven't rolled it yet. Let's hope I continue that. So that went fairly well. I only lost one round that went bouncing down the hill into the fence. But all in all, I thought it worked pretty good. You know, it'd be nice to have a grapple, but I don't have a grapple. So you make do with what you got. So I had a sheet of plywood and I made it work. They're heavy. The little tractor, boy, yeah, it would struggle with 3 rounds. So they got to be well over 100 pounds a piece. And it did okay with 2, but 3 of the big ones, it was all it could do. Putting the little Johnny to test here. So these last 2 rounds, I'm gonna pick up with the forks, and I think I'm gonna use them to help me cut the rest of this log here. So I'll take those 2 and I'll wedge them underneath the log since it's suspended up in the air. Then I'll go ahead and do my undercuts first. And then I'll do a complete cut through, somewhere right around there, to try to drop the majority of this log onto these rounds, and it might make it a little easier to cut it up. So I'll shove those rounds underneath right there, But I think I'm done cutting for the day. I'll throw the mower on the tractor and I'll mow this stuff up and call it a night. That'll work. So I'll brace it up some more. We'll see how much weight comes down on it. But like I said, I'll do all my undercuts first. Then I'll just make one cut and see what happens. Let's go get the mower. Just finished mowing. Looks a little better. A lot of the grass is matted down. Didn't really want to pick it up, but it did okay. And Johnny here, he got a belly mower on him, so this isn't really belly mower terrain. This is more of a brush hog, but I don't have a brush hog, so I use what I got, and it does a pretty good job. I don't normally let it get this long because I'm able to mow it, but I had that thing in the way, so it got a little long on me. And of course I couldn't resist. Went ahead and started some undercuts, and then I went from the top. And I got about that far, but I didn't really want to go any farther, so I'll leave it be for now. I might do it tomorrow. But yeah, that's enough for today. Had a good time doing what we do. So have a good evening.